Let's talk about a machine that looks like it's from another planet. An aircraft that was so secret it was practically a myth, and a weapon so expensive its price tag became the stuff of legend. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the B-2 Spirit.
So just look at this thing. What you're seeing is a flying wing that's 172 feet across, that's as wide as a jetliner. But here's the crazy part. To an enemy radar, it looks no bigger than a bird. And that's the whole paradox of the B-2, right? It's this massive, heavy bomber designed for just one thing above all else, to be completely invisible.
You have to remember the B-2 was created during the absolute peak of the Cold War. Its mission was chillingly straightforward. Fly deep into the Soviet Union, past their best air defenses, and drop a nuclear weapon. But then, right as it was being rolled out, the enemy it was built to fight just vanished.
With its original purpose gone, the B-2 became famous for something else entirely: its mind-boggling price. The total cost of the program averaged out to over $2 billion per plane. To even begin to understand a number that big, you first have to understand the revolutionary, almost obsessive technology that went into making it a ghost.
So, how on earth do you make a 70-ton bomber just disappear from radar? Well, it all boils down to the science of being low observable. And the B-2 pushed that idea to the absolute extreme.
The basic idea behind stealth is actually pretty simple. You either use special materials that soak up radar waves like a sponge, or, and this is the more important part, you shape the plane in such a way that any radar beams that hit it get scattered away from the radar dish that sent them. You're not actually invisible. You just control where the reflection goes.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. The very first stealth plane, the F-117, looked all blocky and weird, right? Like a bunch of flat panels stuck together. That's because the computers in the 70s could only calculate how radar would bounce off simple, flat shapes. But the B-2, it's all smooth, flowing curves. This continuous curvature design scatters radar beams in a million different directions, making it way, way stealthier. And that was only possible because of a massive leap in computing power in the 1980s.
This kind of technological jump didn't just happen out in the open. No, it was born in the shadows, as a black project, developed in a world of such intense secrecy that most of the US government didn't even know it existed. The journey from a top-secret idea in 1979 to an actual operational bomber took nearly 20 years. It kicked off as the Advanced Technology Bomber Program, and Northrop's crazy flying wing design won out over a competing idea from Lockheed. Even its first public appearance in '88 was an exercise in secrecy. They wouldn't let anyone see the back of the plane because they wanted to hide the design of the engine exhausts.
And when we say secret, we mean it. The lengths they went to were just incredible. The project was buried inside a division with a super boring name. They bought parts through fake shell companies so no one would get suspicious. Staff had to take lie detector tests all the time. They secretly rebuilt an old Ford car factory in California just to assemble the planes. For years, the project was so classified that almost nobody in Congress knew where these billions of dollars were actually going.
Of course, all this secrecy and cutting-edge technology came with a price tag. A price so massive that once it came to light, it nearly destroyed the whole program.
The original idea back in the 80s was huge. They planned to build a whole fleet of these things, 132 ghost bombers, a force big enough to completely overwhelm Soviet air defenses.
But then, reality hit hard. The Cold War ended, the B-2's main reason for existing evaporated, and the astronomical costs went public. Congress took one look at the bill and hit the brakes. That massive fleet of 132 planes, it got slashed all the way down to just 21.
And that, right there, is how you get to that legendary price tag. That $2 billion number includes everything. All the years of secret research and development, building the special factories, and of course, the planes themselves. All of that cost, which was supposed to be spread out over 132 aircraft, got concentrated on just 21. The result? A cost per plane that was just out of this world.
And the cost doesn't stop when the plane is delivered. Oh no! As you can see here, the B-2 is incredibly high maintenance. For every single hour it's in the air, it needs almost 120 hours of maintenance on the ground. That's double the B-1 and way more than double the old B-52. Its special radar-absorbent skin is so delicate that it has to be parked in a climate-controlled hangar.
So, with its original mission gone and its costs through the roof, what did the B-2 actually become? Well, it adapted. It found a totally new purpose in a world its designers had never really planned for.
The B-2's first taste of combat wasn't as a nuclear bomber at all. It was dropping conventional bombs during the Kosovo War. Think about this. It flew non-stop round trips from its base in Missouri, and its stealth allowed it to operate completely unchallenged. Since then, it's proven its worth in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya, turning into a platform that can carry 80 individual GPS-guided bombs or even one of those monstrous 30,000-pound bunker busters.
But its time is almost up. The technology and all the hard lessons learned from the B-2 have led directly to its successor, the new B-21 Raider. The goal with the B-21 is to be just as stealthy and capable, but way, way cheaper to build and fly. The plan is to retire the entire B-2 fleet by 2032, passing the torch to the next generation of stealth bombers.
Which leaves us with this one big thought. The B-2 Spirit is a true relic of the Cold War, a technological marvel built for a war that thankfully never came. And yet, it's still found a way to become one of the most feared and powerful military planes on the planet. Its story is just an amazing testament to incredible engineering, extreme secrecy, and the absolutely staggering costs of preparing for a fight you hope never comes.